Welcome to Career Conversations, where we dive into the real stories behind the careers shaping the gambling industry. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your next big step, this is the place to learn, grow, and get inspired. Let's get into it.
Today I'm joined by John Wright, CEO and co-founder of StatsDrone. John's been in the gambling industry for about 25 years and has worn nearly every hat. He's been a pro gambler, an affiliate manager, an SEO affiliate, and now an SAS leader, helping affiliates track their program stats in one place. He's seen the game from every angle. We'll dig into where affiliate marketing is headed and what it means for your career. Let's jump in. Hello, John. Welcome to Career Conversations. I'm really happy to chat with you today. I have a lot of questions in store for you. So let's start with the simple one. John, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, it's I've been in iGaming for almost 25 years, which is maybe a long time, but been in the space after graduating. I went to school for engineering. That's important for later on in a chat. But yeah, it's we build software tools for affiliates. Been an affiliate. I've been an affiliate manager. I've been on the operator side. So I see a lot of pain points of things that people just aren't solving. So that's what we're here to do, is just solve as much pain, revenue leak for affiliates.
Okay. So I want to try and understand, how did you get into the gambling industry?
Yeah, pure kind of accidental. So I went to school for engineering, and one of my high school friends also went to school for engineering at a different school. And he eventually started switching programs. He went to, I think it was statistics, and then he went into, I think, psychology, and then eventually he dropped out. Why he was doing all this pivoting was because he was starting to learn how to count cards, like play blackjack and be a professional gambler. It was starting to do so well for him that he basically said, like, hey, I'm dropping out. There's a real thing here. Then he started playing online blackjack. So he's bonus hunting. And I was like, you can't make money doing this. Like, he was showing the actual checks. And so this went on for 2 years. And then finally he's like, yeah, I just bought a BMW M3 Roadster. And I was like, what the hell? So I said, okay, let me go visit him and see what this is all about. I didn't get a chance to see the Roadster, but I saw his setup and I was like, this is real money. There's something here. So I was in basically my last year of school, so I didn't want to sacrifice that, but I got started. So I kind of learned the basics. I started with the site called Wizard of Odds, which is like one of the OG, not even affiliate sites, one of the best sites about odds and strategies and basic strategy for all the table games and everything. So I learned all that, and I said, if this doesn't work out, I'll get a real job after graduating. But for me, it was like, okay, I've got $40,000 in debt from university, and I said, what's another $500 on the credit card going to do? So got started, and it worked out, and yeah, it's been the golden handcuffs ever since.
Wow. Okay. You had posted on LinkedIn that one of your biggest single wins was, I think, 37K. And one of your biggest single day losses was 12K. Okay, so I was going to ask you
Yeah, it started off with blackjack, and then I'll tell you why things started to change. Back when I first started, you could play blackjack and get $100 or €100 bonus with $100 deposit, so it's 100%. And they'd say wager 3 to 5 times the deposit plus bonus. That's nothing. Then they started increasing it to 20 times. But then eventually they said, you know what, we're getting too many blackjack bonus hunters. So blackjack became not allowed. What was allowed was video poker. Specifically, jacks are better, which is what this is. This is a royal flush one for 8,000 US. So it was pretty, I had 3 of them in a single day. So I had them all here with me. Yeah. So basically it just kept changing. They kept seeing what we were doing as bonus hunters and going, okay, we're getting attacked. So I was part of a couple different communities, and we shared everything. New casino opened up, we shared it. The casino would go down sometimes 4 weeks later, we're like, oh damn, I think we all just hit it too hard. So it's started playing video poker, eventually transitioned to slots, where people think like, how you can make money playing slots with bonuses? Like, you do the calculations of the house edge, and your expected value on paper should be negative. But if you understand the maths or even modeling of the data, you'd realize that it's actually not negative. And if you actually took real data, you'd be, this is conclusive proof that you can actually make money from it. So I did that. And on the side, I've also learned a bit of online poker. So wasn't very good at it, but I still kind of learned the fundamentals of professional poker. And I've also learned a couple things when it comes to betting on sports. And sometimes you find easy opportunities with or without a bonus, and you're just able to take advantage of situations. And yeah, and then next thing you know, your friends are all these pro gamblers.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So you're an all-rounder, which
Not
is
too bad,
excellent
yeah.
for StatsDrone. You also mentioned on the LinkedIn post, I think that's one of your biggest earnings at the time on your sub-affiliate commission was also about 30 something K.
Yes. So
Has that
yeah,
changed?
so the way that works is from switching from the operator side to the affiliate side in 2010, I started off with a B2B site listing affiliate program reviews and the categories. So from doing that, I've been just doing that for a long time. That's never stopped. So sometimes what happens is if an affiliate clicks on one of our links, we can get 2 to 5% commission if that program has sub affiliate commission. So yeah, it's probably once a year we usually have a spike of like one affiliate that actually drives a lot of really good revenue. The frustrating part for what we do in this space is it's extremely difficult to know if an affiliate program is detagging or shaving our commissions. Like we would never know. I'm pretty confident I've had it happen in the past, but you have to just blindly trust them. So I think that's kind of why, a lot of companies go towards the sponsor model. It's going, hey, if you're paying the sponsor and the commission and you're still making money, then you're probably leaving money on the table without the sponsorship stuff. So we actually do a bit of both.
Yeah, interesting. Can you tell me a bit more about StatsDrone?
Yeah, so StatsDrone came from my experiences on both the operator side and the affiliate side. So on the operator side, I'll give you the couple examples. I remember working with like affiliates, like I had 400 affiliates in my database and they're pretty active. Sometimes I talk to affiliates, especially the smaller ones. They, how can I get on the homepage or a top list type thing? And they'd be like, well, this other affiliate program over here is offering me 70% commission. And I'd be like, you do know that it's 70% of probably zero. Like the only way for them to make money is to actually shave you. So they cared more about that number. And that really frustrated me. And I just felt, you know what, if you actually looked at any of your data, like you'd realize where your biggest ROI is. You'd realize like you'd look at things like earnings per click. So not all affiliates were using tools like Nifty Stats or Stats Remote. Back in the day, those are the two big ones. So I just found it frustrating to actually be like, you know what, affiliates aren't looking at their data. And then being on the affiliate side, I just remember that there's other situations where when affiliate program closes, we have our review site, we mark it as closed, but no one cares. Like you as an affiliate, there's no reason for you to be on my website every day going, oh, I want to check every single program to see if it's closed. No, you don't do that. So I just felt it was frustrating that none of these apps were giving you a feedback loop or a mechanism to say, hey, you're now linking to a closed brand. It's your responsibility to remove those track links and find all of them because you're just going to lose money. Or another example, which was it's common today. One program changes from one affiliate platform to another. Their previous links become invalidated. So there's now two different groups of links. You're supposed to update your tracking links. And they even tell you, like, look, please update your links. We have a new platform. It's very important. Most of the time, the links don't get redirected. So you don't get paid for the link. So if you miss that email or that email goes in spam or you're just getting these emails all the time, it's hard to stay on top of it. So we wanted a place where it's like, what's home base? And I felt a stats app is a home base because it's like, how much money did you make today? Like you're definitely going to want to check that every day. So while we have your attention, we kind of say, well, you know what? This program is closed. Like we'll actually color code it and mark it as closed. And we're now building alerts and notifications for it. So we've always wanted to help affiliates with revenue leak and go, how can we make the data come to life where it's not just a table of data? Like first it's getting the data. Then the second part of it is like, now that you have it, what's behind it? And that doesn't seem as obvious until you start going down the rabbit hole of data visualization, analytics, business intelligence, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So obviously from your own experience, you experienced all the pain points and you kind of know exactly what you're doing with StatsDrone. Excuse me. Let's talk about StatsDrone's markets, okay? As in the affiliates that you work with. Which markets are you seeing most affiliates working in? Let's start with the least competitive ones.
Yeah, that's a catch-22. So right off the bat, I'll tell you that we don't see the data of our customers only unless one of two things happen. They basically say, here's the API keys or here's the credentials, set it up for us. And they'll be like, we have an NDA for that. Or if they ask us to set up their BI platform. So if they want a custom BI platform in Tableau, then we'll see it. So even with that, we're still not seeing a ton of data that tells us everything. The data that we do see is what programs are you connected with and if it's a failed or successful connection, because we need that for support. So from that, I did do analysis about like what are the top 10 most used programs, and it's mostly a lot of the gray markets. Now, from those programs, I can't tell you the geo breakdowns because again, that would require us to get the data of the affiliate sites because
Yeah.
some like Ask Gamblers, like they've got 4 different languages or 6 languages, but just because they have that doesn't mean they're not taking players from every single country around the world. And then there's other ones that are super niche. Like we do have some, like we have everything. We have affiliates that are based in Brazil targeting Brazil. We have affiliates based in Sweden targeting Brazil. We have affiliates in Brazil targeting the UK. And it's just like, it's all over the place. So whatever they've done for whatever reason, because they've maybe found a market to be hot or they invested in that 5 years ago, we see everything. And then in terms of
Yeah.
what's growing, I do think Asia's opening up a bit. Latin America is doing, I think that's on fire. I think everyone's got their attention there. And then there's the channels within, like streaming is becoming a big thing where they're making more revenue with less amount of people, where it's kind of like, where are the players gravitating towards? Streaming is like a weird subculture or sub community.
Okay. And the affiliates that you're saying, kind of, do they tend to go and choose well-known brands, even though they're in the gray market? Or are they kind of like white label casinos, with not much brand spend as well?
Yeah, excellent question. I think it's a little bit of everything. Like, I'll give you an example. Before we sold our main affiliate site over 4 years ago, we listed every brand. It was like we wanted to be like, we're probably doing the wrong thing. We wanted to go up against Ask Gamblers and go, Ask Gamblers was the encyclopedia, like every casino you could find. We wanted that too. So we had over 2,000 brands. So by default, we added your program if we knew you existed. Whereas others, they don't like doing that because they're like, look, we don't care to talk about you. You're only important if you're on our list. And if you're not good to us, we're going to put you on a blacklist. So I think how affiliates choose brands is it still needs a lot of work. So remember when I gave you that example of that one affiliate that I was trying to recruit and they're like, I'm getting 70%. Well, what I believe to be true is that in the next 1 to 2 years, we're going to see affiliates make better choices of what programs they even work with in the first place. The thing that we're all missing right now, which I think is important, is what brands have the best player value, longevity, have a really good VIP program, and also aren't stealing from you. Like that's a lot of things to ask for. So I think when you look at that subset of data, I think the only way of getting that is kind of like asking affiliates one at a time, going, hey, can we share your data, get access to it with permission, anonymize it, and then share it back with the community and kind of going, hey, we have different scoring mechanisms of how we talk about what a good brand is. And I think if that does happen, I think you're going to see a lot of these white labels kind of fade where it's like, you need to compete. So we're building a tool in the background called Affiliate Track. And the one thing we want to do is we want to find not just the big brands, but the small ones. We want to show how many affiliates are linking to it because that's actually a signal. If your affiliate manager can't get more really good affiliates working to promote that brand, I kind of look at that as a threat. But that's a threat that that brand could actually go to business because if they're not surviving, then it's like, what are you here for? Like, if you're not growing, then I'd be concerned. Or another way to look at it is like, what happens if a brand that's actually doing okay now loses their top 5 affiliates? That's a pretty big warning signal. So we're hoping that we're part of this discussion of how we help affiliates make better choices for what brands to promote and why. There's just not a lot of data, and it's like right now it's a little bit of peer influence. Like you go to a conference, you're like, oh, there's like a 7 stars partner. They're investing money. They're visible. And then there's other ones that are just kind of like they don't have that budgets, but they're finding ways of getting affiliates and winning that trust. How they do it, I don't know.
Okay, interesting. And when will Affiliate Tracker be ready?
It's ready now from a technical point of view in beta. It's a little rough on the edges, but we've got a lot in the pipeline of what we need to do to make it really profound. So we're doing it right now where it's got a couple of basic features like we want to find affiliates linking to closed operators, which is pretty big deal. Like if you're looking to a closed operator, that is a lot of money lost. So we want to fix that. So that's going to be one of the angles we're doing. But we're also trying to be also helpful for affiliate managers because when we show them these tools, they get really excited because they're like, well, one, I need to find affiliates. And then the second biggest problem they face is how do they know the affiliate's a quality site? There's a lot of metrics that you can actually fake to make it look like it's a quality site when it's not. So we're trying to be a little helpful to kind of go, okay, stay away from some of these shady sites that are trying to misrepresent how good they are when they're not. Because sometimes what they're doing is they're faking their domain rating in Ahrefs, which is pretty easy to do. You can do that on a fraction of a budget. Oh, it's everywhere. Think about it this way. Like if you've got an affiliate site or an operator, people are trying to sell you links all the time. So they're like, oh, I've got a DR70 website. And what I do, I go to Ahrefs, and the first thing I do is I look up the site and I go, I'm looking at the link velocity. Like were all this DR70 and 4,500 links built over a span of 5 years, or has it been like 2 weeks? If it's 2 weeks, it's not good. If they're using anything they can do to get their hands on it, you can probably buy some of the stuff on places like Fiverr, where it's like, hey, you want to increase your DR by, like, you want to go from 0 to 20? It's not difficult. But once you fake that, some people actually will buy links based on those metrics. They're like, oh, wow, DR70, I'm all excited. And then they'll pay like $500 for a link that is never going to send traffic, never will. And if anything, links like that could actually become toxic, because Google's kind of looking at this going, this is clearly manipulation of links. And if you're getting those types of links, it's actually harmful.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So my next question is, which type of affiliates do you think are kind of becoming more popular? You know, like PPC, SEO, mix of everything. There's like influencers now, streamers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hot mix from here on in. But SEO is a major component where it's like, what was the keyword? Type in online casinos, and then, that ranking meant you drove a lot of traffic. That will probably always drive a lot of traffic, but it won't be the only source. I think forums and communities will become a bit more stronger where players do want to hang out. I think that it even includes private communities where it's like, think about your phone. It's like, what's on there? WhatsApp groups and Telegram. Like that's pretty unique. Streamers are becoming a bit more prominent, and I think they will become even stronger over time, because streamers are basically it's an excellent extension of social media. It's like you just made a video for an hour. All right, cut that up into like 5 1 minute clips, and you put that on your TikToks, your Instagrams, your Facebooks, you put on X, and you put on Reddit. And next thing you know, it's like you're now getting that reach coming inward. And speaking of streamers and influencers, I think influencers is going to be a massive market. Like, just think about how crazy it is that you've got these brands that come out of nowhere in a short period of time. They're able to ramp up. Like that 365 took 20 plus years to become a giant. Stake did that in like, what, 6 years. And now you've got these other brands that I almost want to call them small, but they're not small. They're just like skyrocketing, and they're able to do it with social media. So social media is going to become like the new power play. I mean, let's pretend that the reason why Drake is fighting with Kick is because he doesn't want his millions. He's like, I want my millions, and I want rev share on top of it. So once people know that these rev share deals exist in iGaming, they're going to be like, wait a minute, someone's been paying me a flat fee, and you're telling me I could have actually got rev share. It's like they're going to feel a little cheated. And I actually think the revenue is going to be processed through affiliate networks. No one wants to work with 20 different brands and have account managers. So affiliate network will do all that work for you.
Okay. Let's say you want to become an affiliate. How much budget do you think you need to get started? Let's say that you've bought a website, so you're not starting from scratch, which has some rankings already.
That's a good question. I mean, what I usually advise to a lot of people is try to do it on a minimal budget. Like I know you know what you're doing, so I'd have confidence in you personally that if you actually bought a website that was kind of like a bottom feeder but had history and traffic, I have confidence in you that you know what to do with it. But usually I'm dealing with a lot of people that haven't had the experience before, and they're asking that same question going, hey, I want to get started. Like, how much money do I need? I'd say try to start with no money, because what you really need to figure out very quickly is like, are you cut out for this? Do you like it? And are you willing to persevere? So there's a big difference of persevering having spent $100 versus 5,000. You don't want to end up in the same place, but having also spent 5 grand, because now you're 5 grand out of pocket, and you're like, damn, I just got, I just got slapped really hard with this. So I always recommend people, it's like, try something small, but that is a good strategy where if you have an idea that you're good with SEO and content, maybe you can buy a site that's just kind of like, it's got some history. It just needs some TLC, and it needs like someone consistently working on it. There's a lot of sites that are floating out there that are good. I'm going to call them like fix me upper homes. It's like, that's not a bad idea. But then there's so many different examples. Like if you wanted to do streaming, you don't need a budget. Like the biggest budget you could ever spend is like, if you want to get crazy, get yourself a microphone, a chair, a camera, a green screen. I mean, there's a couple $100s, not a big deal.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. So the next question is about control or lack of control. In the sense, you're always at the mercy of kind of like your payment. Like, am I going to get paid? Am I not going to get paid? I'm pretty sure that this player signed up. So on that topic, I'm very curious to know, have you seen a shift of affiliates moving from
an affiliate to an operator?
I've seen both. I'm going to give my personal take on it, where it's like there's been times where I felt like, okay, what's better, being an affiliate or being an operator? The good side about being an affiliate is that if one operator screws you over, it's like, and you're working with 100 different operators, it's like you've lost one out of 99. Whereas when you are an operator, you have so many things going against you, like legislation, payment processing, affiliates that will or won't work with you. It's a pretty volatile space. So I remember being on the operator side, I just felt it wasn't safe. You literally watch how much money you're paying at your affiliates. So like you got 100,000 that comes in on revenue, and you're going 30K is instantly going to affiliates. It's like who's making all the money here? It's like, think about it from a different point of view. What revenue share is supposed to mean? It means that, the affiliate drives the player to the operator, and now the operator has to keep the lights on. They got to spend money investing to keep that player engaged while still paying the commission. It's like an amazing deal for an affiliate. So you did list a couple examples of affiliates turned operators that have, like, it's like, well, why wouldn't you want to copy that? I know a lot of affiliates that were very good affiliates, and when they went on the operator side, they're like, this is not fun at all. Like, in order to be a really good operator, you need to be super focused and cutthroat, and it's not easy. And I've actually seen a lot of operators jump in the affiliate space. Some of them are public with what they do, and some of them are very private. Like, they don't want you knowing that they own these affiliate sites. Sometimes there's a signature to know that it's happened, where it's like, okay, this site is now, oddly enough, really close with one operator. You're kind of like, why are they number one everywhere? As if it's like, the best brand ever. So when you are an operator, it's like, yeah, you would want more control, more affiliate assets. When you see how much money they make and how much of the pie they take, it's operators I actually think are in one of the riskier spots. Like, you need capital. Like, you can be an affiliate with like no money up front. You're not, it's very rare you can do that as an operator, even with the white label. Like, you still need to pay some fees. You need an affiliate manager. You need a player manager. You just need to hire people. So I think because operation side's always been volatile, I've never seen the affiliate space be as volatile yet, with one exception, which is the newest Google. One more point I'll add about why I think affiliates are actually in a weird, comfortable driving spot. If you're an affiliate and you've got first party data, if you turn on dynamic variables in the back end of what you do for your stats, which is something that we help affiliates get, you're now getting something powerful. So I'll give you an example. If I have an email newsletter and you're on that newsletter, rather than sending you a default tracking link that everyone gets, I say, Crystal, I don't know if you're a VIP or not, but I'm going to give you 007. You're now 007 in my database. So every tracking link I give has 007 encoded somewhere inside that link. It's part of the dynamic variable. I will now see in the reports when 007 appears. I'm like, oh, that's Crystal. I see her deposits and I see her losses. I know the second you disappear from a brand, whether it's because of shaving or you actually genuinely stop playing there, I'm going to know, because I'm going to be like, oh, Crystal plays once a week and she stopped playing for 3 weeks. I can now send you a direct email, not to everyone, but targeted to you, saying, hey, we have a really good offer with another casino. So that's the ability for affiliates to own the player. That's never been around for like ever. Now that affiliates have it, I actually think there's a slight power shift going slightly back to them. I feel like it's still a difficult business to run today. Like, Google's made a joke before where a lot of the traffic was coming from Google to the affiliates to the operators. I think right now there's a weird shift. If you're an affiliate, you can own the player, but I do think operators now have the best time to actually take some of the traffic that used to go to an affiliate. They can actually go, wait a minute, let me take some of that. Let me give you the blackjack guide that you're looking for, like as a casino rather than an affiliate. They're able to capture more than they've done. And sites like Bet365, Bovada, Stake, they are doing it. And if you look at the data on Ahrefs, you will see how much traffic they're gaining that used to go to affiliates.
Interesting. So the next topic is tools of the trade. What are your top 3 go-to tools that you can't live without?
Oh man, that's tough. It changes all the time. I'm going to just tell you the short story of rabbit holes I go down. Right now, I'm currently getting fully into N8N. So it's N8N.io. It's a software for automation. If you know about Zapier, N8N is like Zapier, but on steroids. So I think Zapier has probably gotten better, because N8N just showed up, and the stuff you can do for automations is crazy. And if you start plugging that into AI tools, it gets crazier. So I'm becoming more and more of a, I don't want to say an AI and automation addict, but the automation part has really struck me. I was just like, there's insane things we can do. And there's also insane things we can do to help affiliates. So Tools of the trade, I know a lot of them, but because we need to be at like an ambassador or like someone who looks out for affiliates, like we get to learn about them. We talk to them all the time. And when I see things that they're not doing that they should do, I get really excited. I'm like, you have more of an opportunity. Like you have an ability to scale your business on another level. And I think not everyone's using AI the way they should. And I'm very confident most people also aren't using automations the way they should. So tools of the trade, I'm just going to stick to 2 for now. Maybe I could actually add 3, which is not just tools that StatsDrone do, but others, like even our competitors. If you get your data, you can start there, and then the power of that data is stackable. You can use automation or you can use AI for it. So StatsDrone, Rowdy, Vunix, those are, we're like kind of like the big 3 known in iGaming. We help you get a lot of your data. Stack that with tools like Claude or ChatGPT, and then stack that with tools like N8N. N8N, I think, is just it's a game breaker. We've been using it for quite some time. I'm now using it in ways that I'm just like, this is going to dump affiliate marketing on its head when we can just create these tools and literally just hand you code. Like, here, take this JSON file, just copy it, paste it. You now have the same power that I do.
Wow. Okay, interesting. I'm definitely going to check this out. Okay, final question before we delve into the roles of affiliate managers is recruitment. I'm curious to know how StatsDrone recruits their team. Did you know Joe Hatch before? Was he a friend? Or...
He was actually a customer, so he was using the app as a customer, and then it's an opportunity came up to have him join. So we're lucky that we had that. I do think we're kind of in a fortunate situation. I'm not saying I'm a recruitment expert. It's like I know some things, but I still don't know everything. We don't know what we're doing most of the time. So when we started our newsletter and our podcast and our branding, we were doing it because we're just trying to get sales, and I don't know what works and what doesn't work. But one thing that came as a result of all this hustle was that people started knowing about us. And so rather than, like, I've done it in the past where I posted a job on LinkedIn and I just get like low quality results coming in all the time. Now it's getting even worse because I posted a job recently on Upwork just for a small project, and man, everyone's using AI. It's horrendous. I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to the same AI bot over and over and over again. So what's great about what we've done for our branding is people come to us all the time. Like, hey guys, I see what you're doing. I love the work. I think, what you guys are working on is cool. I'd like to know if you got a job available. We've had people approach us that I'm like, I wish we had the budget. Like, it's actually a good thing we don't have all this extra money, because I'd be hiring people left, right, and center. So many talented people that I admire and respect. It's amazing if you can get them coming to you first rather than you going to them. I didn't expect it, and it's just kind of like a benefit of having built the brand that we've done with the podcast, like being a guest on podcasts, doing a newsletter, being prominent at conferences, and making it super easy for people to find us just being in purple. So it's kind of luck, but now that I know that this works, it's something I'd recommend. I mean, if you want to copy it, go right ahead. When you build your brand, you will start attracting the right people, and hopefully you've got a good reputation that also people talk about it in the background. So I'm sure people are kind of like asking maybe Joe going, hey, what's it like working for us? So we've built a really good culture. It's taken years to get good at it. So we're very protective of that culture. It's kind of like we've had it. I don't want to name names, but we had a person many years ago that just disrupted everything, pissed everyone off. And it's like one rotten apple can just take down an entire company and a whole team. We will never let that happen. So we're lucky that we now have good people approaching us all the time. So when we have the budget, we'll be mindful about going. We'll know when we can say yes. And the hire slow, fire fast mentality.
Yeah, exactly. How many are in the StatsDrone team?
As of today, we're now 13 full time, and I think maybe we'll add 1 or 2 more by end of the year, but I'm not sure I envision us ever becoming like 200 plus people in the company. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep the lights on and grow, and at least what we're doing, I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
I think quality over quantity, right? Like other people that I have interviewed, game providers, they always say start and stay lean. We're not really into growing too big, because and then your agility just slows down. So, okay, I look at so many different roles for affiliate managers. So I'm going to go through questions, and I would love your thoughts on various questions about the affiliate manager roles. Let's start with one of the jobs in being a partnership manager is they need to research and identify affiliates. How would you go about identifying new partners with quality traffic? Like what tools would you use or how would you go about it?
Yeah. Another challenging question right off the bat. Ahrefs is a pretty good foundation. And what I believe to be true is I think most affiliate managers don't use Ahrefs at all. And even if they have it, they're not using it to their full advantage. In a perfect world, you'd have a budget so you could afford tools like Ahrefs. You'd be able to afford SimilarWeb. You know, on the advanced side, you've got tools like Humble and Partner Matrix Intelligence. Humble, I hear quite a bit about. So, I mean, that's another solid one. If you got the budget, that's great, but make sure you learn them. Like there's a lot of people that have an Ahrefs subscription, but it just sits there and they're like, oh, did you know you can actually do X, Y, and Z? So it's really important to look up sites from a website point of view, but then you can't just always focus on websites. Like, you know, when I mentioned Telegram groups, there are some Telegram groups that you're not going to be able to get there unless you have either an introduction or you find a way to connect with these people at a conference. So I know when you talk about like groups like AppPapa, like they can do a lot of these intros. There's just so many different types of affiliates that you can't just rely on websites anymore. So I'd say, yes, use the tools. Like, you know, we're building a tool that helps for the affiliate side, like, you know, affiliate track, but there's more than just that. I think you need to kind of look at who they are, try to understand like how many people are behind it. And your biggest obstacle is making sure you're not dealing with fraud. There's a lot of people that pretend that they're like, this happens all the time. They're like, oh, they pretend that they're Casino Meister. But if you look closely at the domain, it's different. Or you see it all the time in the WhatsApp groups, like, oh, I just paid 20 grand to this person. They ghosted me. This is terrible. And I trusted this group, but it's like, that's your fault. You need to do the research. So tools are great, but I'd say your biggest thing that's not even a tool is your network. Network with affiliates, you know, become their friend if you can. Don't just treat them like a transaction, and do the same when it comes to affiliate managers. Make them your friends because those affiliate managers can give you a lot of tips. They'll be like, oh yeah, I use this CRM tool. I use, you know, Humble. I use like, you know, Ahrefs. And then you can start asking questions like, do you know anything about this affiliate, like this website? And if they're not good, then maybe they'll tell you something about them. Or maybe that's a sign if many affiliate managers don't know anything about this new group. You know, that's when you can kind of like go, okay, how do I understand what quality looks like beyond metrics that can be faked, you know, like domain rating I mentioned before?
Okay. And the next question is, would your research strategy change based on which markets you're targeting?
I think so, but that's a tough one. I know tools like Blask are very good at analyzing markets, but I think when it comes to the markets, they're just challenging. Like they're just different. You know, how would I go about solving it? I don't know, but I think it'd be really cool if someone put together a report that said, okay, we're gonna like break it down market by market. Like what's big in Brazil? Because like you might have heard stories like, you know, streaming could be bigger in Brazil and influencers, and then in Russia, you know, they use different apps, and then in China, you know, you've got like what is it, WeChat and everything else. So I think it helps knowing how people use what they do. Like, you know, in Africa, mobile phones are everything and their payment gateways are phenomenal. You know, it's, I think by knowing who the markets are, what are the big players, like I'm actually going to write this down myself, be like, that's something we should be doing as a company. So I think if you're an affiliate manager, I think if you actually did that as an exercise, you would learn quite a bit, you know, just, yeah,
I
start
mean,
somewhere and ask people.
yeah, so if you're working for a big brand, most of the time they have their own country managers, you know, and the central affiliate team would work closely with the country managers who know the ins and outs, the languages, what to search word, keywords are different. So yeah. Okay, the next one is network. So sometimes you see in partnership roles, right, that they want to hire affiliate managers, but they want them to have a network. And sometimes it's really frustrating. Let's say you know a lot about affiliate marketing, maybe from a different industry, but you don't have an affiliate network in the gambling industry. So what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think employers should remove it or keep it there in the job description? Like, how important do you think it really is?
Yeah. I'll give you my opinion. This might ruffle a couple feathers, but it's sometimes there's people that have been an affiliate manager for 10 years and they just think they're hot stuff. They're like, yeah, I've got my own network. They're like, you hire me and you bring my network with me. I think it's overrated. It's overrated because, yeah, just because you have that network doesn't mean the affiliates are going to just automatically sign up. Some will do it blindly. That's fine. But I'd rather have someone who's hungry that brings new ideas to the table. Because I can tell you when I used to be an affiliate, like just on the B2C side, I hated, like we worked with so many programs. I just hated how affiliate managers approached us. Like I actually liked talking with people that were less experienced, that were enthusiastic. And they actually sometimes would surprise me. They would teach me something. I'd be like, if you're teaching me something, it's like, I get interested in you as a person. It's like I'd rather have that person who doesn't come with not just the attitude, but maybe has less of the work ethic. Like iGaming has everyone kind of talks about it. Like there's always been this problem that because we made so much money, we've never had to care about data, and that also comes with work ethic. Like some companies made a lot of money, and it's like they never had to be so stressed out about money that they're like, we need to fire 2 people, or we need to actually care about this KPI, or we need to reprioritize what we're working on. Give me someone who's less experienced and hungry all day long. These people are going to always find a way in if they want to do that work. And yeah, it's like I just think training helps. Like this is where new ideas are coming from, and it's what I encourage.
Excellent, thank you. The next one is outreach. Could you maybe share some tips for new partnership managers?
Yeah, outreach is a skill that no one goes to school for. So even if you learn marketing, you're not gonna learn about outreach. You might learn about outreach in some of the affiliate manager courses, like Affiverse has, I think, the AMPP. So where I've learned more of my outreach skills have been just being with friends in the SEO communities, because SEO, it's like one of the core things you need to do over and over again is build links. Well, how do you build a link? You got to contact people. You got to email them. Like you're trying to get a lead or someone to open your email so you can hopefully get inside like Forbes or Wall Street Journal or some other site that might not seem like anything to someone else, but it's important. Outreach is where you get emails open and you open the door and you get something action. Now that sounds trivial. You're like, what's the big deal? But if you just become an affiliate and you connect with like 100 different programs, you'll see what horrible outreach looks like. And it's across the board. It's consistently bad. So no one does research. They all do they're not even all doing automation, which if they did automation, I'd forgive them. But because they're not doing automation, but they're still doing like just this really horrible sequence of like, hey, what geos do you have? It's like, you're not making me excited about wanting to work with you in the first place. Also, like the name or the game of outreach has been different. Skype was amazing because you could type in keywords where you can find people, but LinkedIn is becoming like maybe a bit more of a go-to channel. So it's like if you can connect with them, the messages on LinkedIn are likely to go through. Now, the downside of LinkedIn is not every single gambling affiliate site has a LinkedIn profile. Like you're not just going to see it in the footer. So it's very difficult knowing who's on LinkedIn. But if you think about all these things, it's like you want to be mindful that your messages are getting through. This is critical. People will pay money for databases and then they'll just do really horrible messaging. Like, how many people know that you need to warm up an email, that if it's still valid today, or things like SPF, DKIM, and DMARC? It's like when I mention these things, I'm like, do you know what that is? When people say no, it's like, if you're going to email, you need to sort these things out because this is your email deliverability. If you don't have these things in order, your deliverability is probably going to fail. Another thing, it's like throwing keywords in like casino on the first message. Not good. Throwing in files and links. Like you start sending PDF files in your first batch of emails, you're going to get your email account just like blocked. Like you're going to be marked as a spammer. It's like there's certain things you need to be aware of. That how do you make sure that when you send your email that it's getting read and not put in spam? If it goes into spam, you got a problem, you need to fix it. Like most people are just not aware of it. They just keep going through and they're like, no one's replying to my messages. Like, look, I sent 5,000 emails in the last 6 months. It's like, well, it's maybe you should clearly change the strategy.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So the next one is, what are your thoughts on affiliate networks? Let's say it's a new brand starting out. Is it worth the cost? As in, I know that they cost a few thousands, right, to work with an affiliate network.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Some networks will just take you to the cleaners. So some will ask for everything. Some will just ask for a very high CPA and rev share deal to the point that, yes, you might actually get your volume, but your margins on that volume are going to be pretty thin. So when I talk to affiliate managers, I ask this question all the time. I said, how many networks do you work with? And I've yet to run into someone that says all of them. Like it just never happens. Quite often I hear people say none of them. They don't want to work with networks. They're tired of them. They're like, we want to work with affiliate on a one-on-one basis. Like that's their rules. And some of them, it's like it's 1 or 2 networks. So it's not really super common. So the network has to fight really hard to get that deal with the brand. And not all affiliates want to work with networks. And it's like, it's a catch-22. Should an operator start off with a network? I know when Income Access was getting off the ground, they basically were a network. It's kind of like you join the network when, yeah, this happens to be software that you can use on your own. So yeah, it's in some cases it makes a lot of sense, but in other cases you have to decide. It's like, do you want another affiliate manager in control of your brand? I don't think it's that bad of a deal, but to me, it's like if I'm trying to judge a program based on quality, I will personally judge a book by the cover in this case, where it's like if you're using a network right off the bat and you're not comfortable, I have the confidence that you at least have enough money in the bank to run your business because I mean companies like Tag, for example, like they do an amazing job of managing programs, growing them and things like that. But I still want to like for me, I like dealing with like a core team and hopefully that team stays together for a long time. That's probably that's why I think it's very difficult launching a program in the first place and why it's also just as challenging picking a single network to work with.
Yeah. Okay. So we're moving on to negotiation. What tips can you give partnership manager when it comes to negotiating deals with new affiliates whom they've never worked with before?
It's a tough one. It's almost like when you try these deals, the likelihood of getting burned is pretty high. So it's like sometimes affiliates they basically force you and they say it's pay to play. Like we're not turning on a single whatever. Like you're not going to get a single clicker player unless you prepay. So you've got flat fees and then you've also got listing fees. You have to just decide if it's worth it. I mean, your job as an affiliate manager is becoming like you got to juggle everything. You not only have to negotiate these deals, but you have to like sweet talk your way into getting a deal on top of the deal so you're not paying full price. And then if you're able to somehow manage to get these affiliates to open up and just kind of like get you a listing that gets started, you hope that you can do that without having to pay. But the flip side of it is that if you don't have a brand that has a strong, like really good player value, like you need a solid product. If you don't have that, the affiliate, once they see that they sent you traffic and you maybe you didn't deliver as many FTDs as they expect, that's a big problem. Or the FTDs was just the same as some of their other top performing brands, but if the revenue is like 20 times less, it's like you're dead on arrival. It makes no difference about paying for traffic. It's catch 22. If you pay for traffic and you don't have your operation in good standing, where you have amazing payments, you've got a VIP manager, you've got a VIP program, you've got solid player managers, an amazing CRM. If you don't have these things in place, you're going to light money on fire.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the next one, this was really frustrating. I remember affiliates displaying incorrect info. You're working with them and they're delivering, but sign-up bonus is incorrect, or they've hard-coded the banners and they're showing some old logo. What tips can you give affiliate managers to motivate affiliates to do this?
Yeah, that's not easy. I mean, you don't have to pay them to do it, but I'm hoping that we are a part of the solution. So I remember that frustration being an affiliate manager 15 years ago. Like you changed the sign up bonus, like you didn't want to change it all the time, but you wanted to test it. And when you changed it, you had to get all of your affiliates to update that bonus, and that would take months. It's still the same today. So we are building a database of like the assets, like what are the logos, what are the KPIs or the key metrics or data points associated with the brand. Is it like their licensing? Is it the currency, the languages, the games? So we are building that database, including the offers in each geo. So we're hoping that we can actually make life easier where this data becomes a feed that can be injected or pulled in through an API into affiliate sites. So you don't have to like trying to stay on top of it's difficult because you're like, well, so many emails get in spam. Like if you're the affiliate manager and you email your affiliates, how many end up in spam? Or how many just because you emailed was the wrong time where that affiliate received 20 other messages from other affiliate programs? It's like to expect affiliates to do all these things is just overwhelming. So there's no wonder why we have an internet space junk of closed brands, expired offers, broken tracking links, and yeah, like the offers, it's like that's always going to be a hot mess. We're hoping we can be a part of it where more affiliates use different type of ad tech. Then hopefully we can be a source of truth for that, where you as the affiliate manager don't get frustrated. And this is one pain we solve for both sides of the fence.
Amazing. That's such a good idea. Okay, so last click, right? Most programs still attribute on last click, but the way people search online has changed. Do you see in the future iGaming operators moving to non-last click models like for CPA deals?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a maybe. Like I'll give you an example of what could change. And I talked to a lot of people in the tracking space about going, where do we see any of this going? So just to give an example, it's like, is there a possibility that two affiliates could contribute to revenue for an operator? And I think the answer is yes. Like, for example, what happens if the player clicked on maybe two different tracking links at different times? The first click didn't result in a sale. The second click maybe result in a sale the day later. So if we're going to do last click, then the first affiliate is kind of the one that educated them. The last one made the sale. Now, we're probably going to all agree the last one is important, but no one talks about retention. Like now that that player is retained, is there any incentive for the first affiliate to actually do any of the retention work for the brand? Now, what if the retention could actually be tracked? Maybe there's a possibility of splitting tracking where it's not always last click, but maybe there's multiple clicks. We're getting into weird territory of going, what tracking tech is available? What are the different laws in each jurisdiction, which is changing all the time, which is becoming a hot mess? And then the last one, which I want to get into as a company, is going, can we find a way to know if there's an ability that retention actually matters? We know that matters. Like the way retention is being pushed upon affiliates is going, well, if you don't keep the sign up offers up to date, then we're not going to pay out. But sometimes you have these partnership deals where it's like, the retention bonuses are part of the ecosystem because you're getting flat fee. Well, what's in a flat fee? If you're going to pay me a monthly fee, it's like, I'm going to do some extra work for you in theory. That's also going to benefit the rev share. So yeah, it'd be nice to see more tracking models. I don't have an opinion of where I think it's going to be. I basically sit back and go, I watch what other people say and what other people do. And right now, a lot of people don't want to disrupt the boat yet, especially in iGaming, but someone out there is going to do something. And I'm gonna look at it like a case study for me personally.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Tracking and affiliate programs. So the next question is, again, if it's like a new person who's going to take on the role of a partnership manager, they proactive, so they want to learn about affiliates tracking end to end. What is the fastest way that they can get their hands on some software? I don't know, to learn this.
Yeah, not an easy question. So I'll give you my personal insights because we integrate with basically every affiliate software we can get our hands on, like my affiliates, Income Access, Sell Expert, Refer On, Raven Track, and just on and on. App.tech, it just doesn't stop. So when we do that, we get a good look at what we see in the background. What I believe to be very true, and I think we're in a start of a change where most affiliate managers, they're not really good data analysts. Like that takes a lot of work to learn how to become any type of analyst. And a lot of these tools give you the technical ability to generate these reports. But just because you can generate the report means that they still take a lot of time to do, and you don't know if you're going to find what you need to find. So I think a lot of out of the box software, they don't have this BI platform. We are working on a couple examples of it, but we also know that there's other companies doing the same. Personally, I think in the next 2 years, we're going to see more affiliate software having more of these insights where you don't need to be an analyst, but that software is going to tell you the insights you need to know without having to make you generate the report. I think that's where we're going to move towards anyway. So the next part of it is, yeah, you want advanced tracking. Maybe real time is going to become more important by accident. And yeah, the last part of it is you want a software that affiliates are comfortable with that is part of the trust ecosystem. By using my affiliates and your Raven Tracks and the Afilkas, it's kind of like I've seen them before and I recognize the logo. It's trust. If you do it in house right off the bat, people are going to be, how can I trust this? Like I've never seen it before.
Yeah. Collecting information, you're all the time doing surveys on LinkedIn. Which affiliate system affiliates like the most?
Yeah. Good question. What I will share is what we've documented. So we have close to 2,200 affiliate programs. We haven't always asked those questions to be like, what is your favorite? But we have ideas. But the top two right now are my affiliates and Afilka for a number of operators using them. And we are seeing trends of fast growth with a couple of them. Like Referon is one of the fastest growing. Raven Track is just kind of flying off. Afilka's skyrocketing too. So we are seeing growth with a couple companies, and I think it's because they're investing more. They're working on their branding, and I think they're fortunate for themselves that they have a lot of people speaking in the background. So it's kind of like word of mouth is becoming a bit more important. So what's the most popular? The logos are helpful when an affiliate sees that logo on the bottom, the footer in that software, but yeah, it's I don't know. I think affiliates, they do like the software, but they also care about the ones that pay them the most. So I think that's a subconscious factor that goes in where if it happens to be two software, they're not thinking about the software, they're thinking about the brands and the revenue, but then they're going to associate that with the software. So I hope that becomes part of the answer.
Okay, let's say that we have an affiliate manager who needs to kickstart their program from scratch. What tips can you give? Like what criteria do they look out for? Or you can even suggest which software they could use, maybe a top 3 or.
Yeah, it's a tough one. If they're an affiliate manager that doesn't have much experience, then you're kind of starting from scratch. Usually affiliate managers that have worked with the previous platform, they're almost picking it because it's comfort. People don't always enjoy switching or learning new software, which I think is unfortunate because there's a lot of amazing new stuff on the market. Tough one. I remember asking similar questions to other people, and I remember one interview I did with Adam Rowley, who's the MD of Raventrack. I said, you're building a program. Who's the first person you're hiring and why? And he didn't hesitate. He's like, the first person I'm hiring is an analyst. I want someone who's going to look at the data and care about it and then build the team from that one person. So I think if you come in with an analyst mindset, that's very helpful because, yeah, like how many affiliate managers can actually calculate when a deal goes negative? At what point does the rev share and CPA, where is it negative? Can you calculate that? That is both easy and hard. It's hard because if you've never done it before, you're kind of going, well, am I getting the right metrics? And then you got to factor in what other costs are in the background that aren't being factored into that flat commission because you have other things to pay for, and I think most affiliate managers don't have these skills. So I think it's helpful to be a good analyst. And yeah, most of the tools will give you the power to be the analyst, but it requires a bit of training. And yeah, I think that's probably maybe a better skill is like, if you can think about what an analyst would want to do with an affiliate program, start there, and then the rest of it's like your givens. Like you got to do branding and outreach, and be personable and trying to meet these people at conferences, and work at it.
Yeah, for sure. Quite a few operators are shutting down their affiliate programs. I mean, why do you think this is?
I think a lot of it is they're shutting down because they're just genuinely out of business. Like there are programs that will shut it down just because they want to keep the players, and they give a BS excuse of why they can't keep the affiliate program open. I've seen that many times, and I won't name programs, but even regulated ones do this, which is really unfortunate. Operators are shutting down. I think it's the things I mentioned before. They think that everyone's printing money, and they're not. Being an operator is difficult. I've heard this just on the affiliate side. I've heard this many times. I've had operators come to me in the big, I'm scared to turn on affiliate marketing because when I did it the first time, they just destroyed me with these deals that made no ROI. They're like, how do I make money from this if like they're just getting all the payments? Like they couldn't figure it out. So it's not easy, but you need a good VIP program. You need to think about quality. You need to think about what are the different tools or skills that are going to contribute to being a successful operator, because not everyone becomes like, the gigs and they just like do well and print money, or the video slots. You need to kind of go, do I need software like Greco for learning about bonus hunting and blocking it? Do you need CRM tools like Optimove or Fast Track? Do you need AI tools like Golden Whale or FieldStream.ai, for example? It's like, I think that these are the new players, but in getting that software also requires a bigger budget. I do believe that the next 2 years is going to be changing, where we're going to probably see less white labels and more quality operations start. And these tools are kind of must-haves. And if you don't have them, they're gonna contribute to your ROI or lack of ROI. They're gonna contribute to good or bad player values. And eventually, we're all gonna have enough data that affiliates will be, you know what? I don't need enough data. I don't need to send traffic to you for a year. I can send you weeks worth of traffic and know where you stand just by seeing the results. This is going to be very important.
So looking 1 to 2 months ahead, what shifts do you expect to reshape iGaming affiliate marketing?
That's a tough one. I think we're in the middle, like I mentioned this early on, I think we're in the middle of like AI and automations. And I do look at different peers and go, what are they doing? And then I see a lot of people going, what are they not doing? I think we're in this weird shift where I think these tools are eventually going to become like not just must have, but it's going to dictate who's successful and who isn't, both on a personal, professional level, as well as in terms of a company. So I think we're going to see a lot of weird things. I think we're going to see affiliates that are going to grow big with the use of AI tools. And now we're not even talking just content. It's like, can they build a product that's useful for players and players love it and it just blows up? I think we're going to see more of these things that we haven't seen before. So I think there's going to be a lot of disruption, things that you can kind of copy and learn from. And then there's other things where it's like, what's an idea? Is the idea worth getting to market? Well, ideas are now becoming easier to launch. So now that the concept of launching an idea is a lot easier and requires less capital, I think we're going to see more of this. And the people that don't try anything, I think are going to be the ones that get left behind, where you're not going to be in a good position just kind of copy people. It's like you have to kind of be proactive and lead and innovate.
Good. Finally, it will be a breath of fresh air to see some innovation. And okay, last question. So what's one key insight you've learned over the last 15 years that you'd wished you'd known from the start of your journey?
Brutal questions. Like brutal tough, but really great questions. I think for me, it's like this is more of a personal thing. It's like it's taken me a very long time to know what I like doing, like what I want to work on, like what am I passionate about that I don't think about time. I don't be like, oh, I have to get up early and do this work. You know, that is today's StatsDrone. And it took me a long time to realize that. I remember doing a houseboat trip 15 years ago, and subconsciously, I wasn't trying to think about what my next plan was. I was just taking a break. I was kind of feeling like I was spinning my wheels. And in that time, it made me realize, wait a minute, it's like, what are projects I want to work on within the affiliation space? And it was actually StatsDrone. And then that made me realize that, okay, you know what? In order to take this to the next level, I need to not be an affiliate anymore. I need to actually be 100% all in. Focusing on one thing and doing it well is something that's kind of taken for granted. And that took me 20 years to figure out. And knowing what you want to work on and what you're good at and passionate about. Like it's a little cliche, but it's true. Like I've done bonus hunting, been an affiliate manager, VIP manager, fraud manager, been an affiliate, SEO consulting, website design, conversion rate optimization. I actually like a lot of these things, but like I never felt that there's one of them that I'm like, I can't, I only want to do this for the rest of my life. And if there's one thing that I can probably do for a very long time right now would be StatsDrone. And even if we get in a situation where someone says, hey, we want to buy the company and here's an exit, I already know what I want to do now. It's like I like data. I like building projects. Those are my two things. So I know I'm set in that regard. So if it's not StatsDrone for life, it's I've got the skills and things that I like doing. That's that's an insight that's not easy to kind of write down on paper and say, here, you take it and figure it out for yourself.
Okay. Um, yeah, that was a lot. I think it is very important to know what you want to do, and it takes time because you need to try out different things. I think you're the perfect person for StatsDrone since you've got all this experience from so many different roles. You get different perspectives. Anyway, so that was the last question. Thank you so much for your time, Joa.
It's nice
Have a
chatting with you. It's still morning here.
Okay, thanks then. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Career Conversations. If you found this useful, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And head over to gamblingindustryjobs.com to discover new opportunities, post a free job, or explore more career resources. You'll find some helpful links in the description below. See you next time.